real life, real music radio with your host, Kyle Hutton.
When's the last time you heard a landline? Did you hear that? It's like, what is that artifact?
So, yeah, let's just jump right into that, okay? There's this really cool body of work that you can find online, and I believe it's called, I don't remember exactly what it's called, Nate Coon's Green Room Sessions.
Yeah, the homeroom sessions. So, yeah. So my buddy Nate Coon, he's here, and
somewhere
he plays drums with Aaron Watson, and he's a Fort Worth friend. And anyway, so he started a thing during quarantine where he sends kind of like a guide track to a bunch of different musicians, and they all play on it, everybody individually, and we just do covers, like a bunch of different cover songs. And so I did a Queen song a while back, a month ago or so, and then we just put out a Bobby Brown one today, and then he had a bunch up there. I sang some background vocals on I can't tell you all of them that are coming out, but I will tell you that he surprised me. He was like, do you want to sing on this one? Like, I was supposed to have this girl sing, and it didn't work out, and you want to sing on this one? And so I just did a Tiffany song. So if you paid to sit up there, you got a little extra treat probably. Think we're alone now.
I thought I was at the mall, and I was in like 8th grade again. It was really, really, really cool. Thanks for being here tonight, man. This is such a weird time, and shows are getting canceled and rescheduled right and left. I appreciate you driving down here to do this with us tonight.
Yeah, amazing.
What do you want? I'm not going to lead you on the first song. I've got plenty of questions for you tonight, but what do you want to kick us off with?
Let's see. I've been thinking too much about Tiffany songs. So I think too much about Josh Weather songs. Can I get a little more vocal down here? You and me, baby, we left things unsaid, yes. Rather than work it out, we let it die. Instead, you told me you love me, and I took it too hard. And now I just can't help from falling apart. And you say that it's all in them cards, and then maybe you can mend a broken heart. Oh, but baby, we should just try to work it through, yeah. I said if I can work it out, baby, you know that you can work it out. Well, you told me, yes, you told me, there was trouble in paradise. Well, but two broken hearts, they shouldn't follow one another, baby. It's like a blind sugar leading the blind. Oh, when you say that it's all in them cards, and then maybe you can mend a broken heart. Oh, but baby, we should just try to work it through. I said if I can work it out, baby, you can work it out too. Well, if I could just press a rewind, yeah, rewind. Well, then I could just change your mind one more time. Oh, when you say that it's all in them cards, and then maybe, baby, you got me a broken heart. Oh, baby, we should just try to work it through, yeah. I said if I can work it out, baby, you know that you can work it out too. you. So much, yeah.
Is the green room catching up with you?
What happened there? Anyway.
Oh man.
Tiffany. Yeah, that happened.
That
He sprung that on me. He goes, "You want to sing this?" And I said, "I don't know. I guess I did know it. I knew it a lot better than I thought I did." And I said, my wife's gonna make me sleep on the couch. This comes out, she's gonna be like, "I don't even know who you are."
All right. So, Josh, one of the things that's cool to me about the format of this show is really I only have one job, and the job is that fans here that have seen you and been following your music, that they get to leave here maybe knowing you a little bit better, because typically a standard show doesn't necessarily give the opportunity for a whole lot of I don't know, going down the bunny trails that we might go down tonight. But I want to throw something out there that's kind of an interesting thing to me about you, somewhat of almost a contradiction of sorts. And that is, man, what we get to hear when you're playing a song like that is in a little bit of contrast to the environment that you grew up in. So before we go too far down that rabbit hole, I want to ask, when did you start listening to music that made you want to sing like that?
Oh boy. I grew up, I was probably like 3 or 4 years old. My mom has pictures of me. I dressed, and she dressed me this way, but I wanted to a T, like George Strait, right? So I had starched Wranglers. I had a belt buckle that was like a plate, and I had on a blue sort of like Oxford shirt. Looked like a cover of a George Strait record. My hat was creased exactly like it, and I had like a little dollar store guitar, and I would sing Amarillo by Morning, like in front of my grandmother's fireplace. And I was little. And so I don't know why, but I was always like interested in it. And then I was probably in kindergarten, and funny enough, I was in kindergarten, and I was so obsessed with New Kids on the Block.
Come on.
So, I had a hat like this one, but I cut the top out because that's what Joey did, and I wore like fake leather jackets. And I was in kindergarten, and I was just so into it. And here's why. This is the truth. I thought that they were cool, right? I thought like those are the coolest people on the planet. And it was mostly because, and we watched the Hangin' Tough. I had the Hangin' Tough VHS, okay? And my parents took me to the mall, the 303 Mall in Arlington, Texas, to buy this. And we went and got the VHS, and I watched it every single day. And that's my little brother. He was like, dude, he wore that thing out. And he was little. It's because there's these two blondes that they pan to every single time that are just like, ah! And I was like, whatever they're doing, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. And that's really it. I thought Jordan was the coolest one. Now we're going into, Bunny Trail. Here we go. New Kids on the Block, Rabbit Trail. And then, I was really into that. And I loved, my dad was really into, soul, R&B, classic rock. Really into that stuff. So I grew up listening to, my dad loved Hall & Oates and Marvin Gaye. So, Sarah, smile. That was, my dad's favorite song. That or something from the Gap Band, I gotta get up early in the morning. Yeah. Rights not reserved. I didn't write any of those songs. It's going to be on the radio. Anyway, and so my dad was really, really into, the R&B stuff, and my dad, would tell stories about how, I was actually just at a wedding last week for a cousin of mine, and I ran into, my father passed away when I was 19. I'll probably tell that story in a little bit. But, my dad would always tell stories about how, son, I was a stud in high school, right? When I hit the dance floor, that's where the ladies were. And so I just grew up thinking, that's how life needs to be. You got to be able to dance. Don't trust a man that can't dance. You got to be able to, you got to be able to get the ladies, right? And that was my dad. He was like, I'm the stud, and this is the song right here. And And he would turn on, like, You Dropped the Bomb on Me by the Gap Band. And so, like, I loved that music. And then my mom was, like, this country girl. And so my mom is one of those fanatical George Strait people. Like, fanatical. Like, you know, she'll just be like, just look at his hands, Josh. Just his hands. There's something about his hands. Like, Mom, I don't know, you know. Anyway.
Creeping me out, Mom.
Yeah. These are things I didn't want to know about you. But, yeah, and I mean, that was my mom. So I was kind of like in both camps, and then I didn't really start singing until I was in like 7th grade, and it was like choir was a required elective, I guess. I guess that doesn't make sense, but like that's what it was. You had to do a semester choir, and I was actually here at Creekwood Middle School in Kingwood. And okay, Creekwood Colts, way to go.
You're here.
And I you know, my choir teacher, she kind of brought everybody in. We need to find out who can sing. So she like starts playing a scale on the piano, and I'm like, she's like da 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 da, and I just kept singing it, and she was like, hey, you can sing. You need to sing the solo in the fall blah 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 blah, whatever it was called. I said okay, and it was I believe I can fly. Woo! And yeah.
And the two blondes were in the front.
They were. Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah. And that was and so I sang that. I realized I could sing. And then for like not until I was 19 did I ever do it again. It was just that time in choir. So I always knew that I could do it, but then, you know, not until I was a freshman in college. I rodeoed all through high school, weird stuff. So going back all the way back to, you know, 3 years old. No, it's great. I mean, that's what I want to hear. Now, going back all the way to 3 years old, and then let's fast forward to the Wild Ones 8-song project. And I want you to pick one off of here that you feel like is the culmination of the musical like background and heritage. Like if I made you pick one and say, just give me a taste of Josh Weathers, what's the first one you would pick off this project to play me? What's the first one Josh Weathers would pick? Probably. I'd probably pick this one. Because this was, you know, my grandmother gave me a hymnal. I don't know, several years ago, after I gave my life to Jesus, and you know, there's probably not a time in my life when I wouldn't have considered myself a Christian, but 8 years ago, like major shift, everything changed, right? And she gave me this hymnal. She goes, "This is from the old Church of Christ. You know, the one we used to go to. And you got baptized when you were 13 years old. This is the one we used to sing out of." So she gave me a hymnal, and then I started flipping through it, and I realized like I don't know how to read music at all, so I don't know how any of these songs go, but this one, something about it like struck me, and I put some music to it, and so I would say this song probably. Sometime the shadows will be gone. Oh, sometime will come the golden dawn. Sometime I lift my eyes and see, oh, the mansion he's prepared for me. Oh, golden time, and oh, happy day. Oh, precious home, not far away. What a wondrous joy when I see, oh, the mansion he's prepared for me. Again, far from death and pain, with my Savior walking hand in hand to that mansion he's prepared for me. Oh, golden time, and oh, happy day. Oh, precious home, yeah, not far away. What a wondrous joy when I see, oh, the mansion he's prepared for me. Oh, golden time, oh, happy day. Oh, precious home, oh, precious home, yeah. But well, it's not far away, yeah. What a wondrous joy when I see, oh, the mansion is prepared, yeah, for me. Say hallelujah.
Oh, man. Now, there's a difference between singing and hitting some of the notes that you just hit on that song. Man, I love it. I love it mainly because I can't do it. I dig that. Oh, man. I can sit and listen to this all night. Okay, so, man, since you, well, no, I'm not going to ask you that question yet. Let's play another song. You just pick one. You described, when we were upstairs, you described 3 main styles of music that have wound up in your catalog. Okay, I want you to describe those 3 main styles, and then let's go down the trail of play us a song from each of those styles and tell us about it.
Okay, so there's like the big, there's like the one I just did, kind of like the big, like there's that style, right? And then there's kind of like the kind of more funky, yeah, I mean, I guess that's what you could say. I had life, I had love, I had belief in the Lord above. Before I met you, yeah. Oh, before I met you, babe. I had hopes, I had dreams, I had ambitions, just a busting at the seams. Oh, before I met you, yeah. Oh, before I met you, babe. Oh, but you held the key to my life, and you opened it up, baby. Today I'm making my wife, and now I can take on the world from the power of this beautiful girl, yeah. And every word that I speak in the truth, oh yeah, because I met you. So baby, I had hopes, I had dreams, I had ambition, bursting at the seams before I met you, baby. Ooh, well. but you have the key to my life, yes. And you open it up, baby, the day I make you my wife. And now I can take on the world from the power of this beautiful girl, oh yeah. And every word that I speak is the truth, oh yeah, because I'm after you. Yeah. I say yeah, yeah, oh yeah. I say yeah, yeah, oh yeah. Since we at church, you ready to sing? When I say yeah, you say yeah. Can you do that?
Yeah.
When I say yeah, you say yeah. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Say yeah. 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 Say yeah. 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 Sounds good, Cal. Say yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but you have the key to my life, yeah. And you open it up, well, now the day I made you my wife. And now I can take on the world from the power of this beautiful girl. Say the truth, yeah. Oh, because I made you. All right.
So we now have an example of funky. Now the third
Okay,
category.
so that's more like the soul funk. I don't know how to explain it. Brian, my buddy Brian, is the one that kind of created these three. He's like, here's the three things that you do. I think you do two of them better than you do the other one. But I mean, you know, these are the three things that you do. So the other one would be like this. The other one is like the more kind of like smooth adult contemporary song.
Sunny 99.
I haven't played this song on piano in a long time, so. Because I'm like a big Michael McDonald fan, you know, that kind of stuff. So right, that thing. So right, so right, so right, so right. I can go on and on for hours. The way I feel it'd be easy to do. I can sing anything, but all I need is the truth. I wander around in the darkness, always chasing the light. But with you, I'd walk right into the night. All night, all night, yeah. Because it's so right, it's so right, yeah, it's so right, yeah. It's so right. I'd be willing to take my chances and turn away and begin more romance. No second thoughts or second glances, just you and me dancing all night, all night, all night, yeah. Because it's so right, the way I feel, so right, I look right into the night, so right, so easy, so right.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so I was gonna say, when you walk up to the piano, what's the first like you can't help yourself but play this riff?
Oh my gosh. Bye. Edit this part out. Welcome to Pete's Dueling Piano Bar. You can write your tips on the back of your favorite $20 bill and send them up to me. Hey kid, welcome to the Penny Name. They'll be blinded, but Penny makes them his ass. But kill the fatted calf tonight, so stick around. You're gonna hear electric music, solid walls of sound. Oh, candy and rum, they have to sing them, yeah. Oh, but the soul face down. Benny and the Jets. Oh, but the weird and the wonderful. Oh, baby, she's a really king. She got electric boots, a mohair suit. You know I read it in a magazine. Oh, Benny and the Jets. We're gonna skip to the end. Ready? Ready? Here we go. Benny, 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 Benny and the Jets. One more time. Here we go. Benny, 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 Benny and the Jets.
You're a good sport. Here we go. Here we go.
Maybe later. Maybe let me do like 20 more minutes.
Okay, so you played us something from the three different styles. Is there one of those that tends to be easier for you that you find yourself writing songs for, or is it just kind of a crapshoot for you where it's going to land?
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be more intentional about writing songs that are more along the lines of like Wild Ones, like the song Wild Ones, and Sometime, because I really, those songs I feel like are built for a big stage, and that's the idea, right? I mean, this is the trajectory. So I'm just like, in faith, I'm going to write songs that I believe I'm going to play in front of 20,000 people at a time. So, the kind that where like you've got to clap like this, so that the people at the back see you clapping, and they're like, yeah, we're done. You know what I mean? Yeah. Pour some sugar on that. Like that. Not like that, but you know what I'm saying.
This is covering just a smorgasbord of musical genres and tastes tonight. This is fun.
Well, I mean, what's funny is because Wild Ones, this record is kind of like that. I mean, like, there's a little bit of everything on here. So Right just does not fit on this record at all. But we did it anyway. And then One of These Days kind of sounds like a Ray Charles-y kind of thing. Living Years is a cover. Obviously, it's a Mike and Mechanic song. And then Before I Met You sounds like maybe some Stevie Wonder something. Wild Ones sounds like something, I don't know, like Bryan Adams might have recorded or something like that. Now,
some good company.
I'm not saying that they would, I sound like that. I'm not trust me, I'm not tooting my own horn by any means. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, I don't know what to classify that as, that record as. But then if you listen to Thriller, now listen, I'm not saying this is like Thriller, okay? But if you listen to Thriller, you've got right, and you've also got you got Human Nature on the same record as Beat It, on the same record as I think The Girl Is Mine. Doggone girl is mine. It's it's all over the place. And that was okay in 1983. Now all of a sudden today, it's you have to do it like this every song. And that's probably why, most people are like, we don't know what to do. Well, we're not going to go there. I've had those conversations with real big executive people. They're like, man, it's just good. And I had a legitimate conversation with a legitimate record executive who's worked with some of the biggest people in the world. And he heard Wild Ones, the record, and he goes, man, it's great. I said, yeah, thanks, man. He goes, the songs are great, production's great, I like it a lot. It's just good music. And I said, thanks, man. He goes, however, I don't know what to do with just good music. I mean, that's what he said. I don't even, he goes, it's not really country and it's not really pop, so I don't really know where to put it. And I was like, well, put it in your pipe and smoke it, man.
Do we know what to do with good music here tonight? I think we do. I think we do.
That's good news. Texas, in Texas, so many things fall under the genre of Texas music, and I'm so grateful that I get to slide right in there, because in Texas you have Pat Green, you have Corey Morrow, you have Wade Bowen, you have like that would be classified as Texas music. You also have ZZ Top, you also have Stevie Ray Vaughan, you also have, I mean,
all
there's
kinds of stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm just preaching now. Woo.
Yes, bring it, Brother Weathers. Okay, so, man, there's so much to talk about. So I'm just going to ask you about this while we're on the concept of covers that have influenced you with you being over there. Man, there's one cover that has propelled you to kind of a different stratosphere from a online perspective and a viewer perspective. I wonder if you would just, tell us a little bit of the story of how that happened, because I think, well, can I say this? I think that a little, white country boy from North Texas took a lot of people by surprise on the internet.
Yeah. I mean, I sang it. It's hard to recover after this one, I'm just telling you. I usually save it for the end, but I mean, like I said, I grew up listening to all kinds of music. My mom, however, was she was a really big fan of things like Celine Dion, right? So, I mean, there's a record Celine Dion has. Actually, my parents went and saw Celine Dion at the Cynthia Woods Pavilion right up the street. Yeah. Yeah, and she was really big into, like, those big voices, So Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, those were two big ones that were always kind of in the mix of her music. And so the Bodyguard soundtrack became sort of like an anthem in our home for a long period of time. You probably heard me tell the story. It was like all of my third grade year, I'm pretty sure. Second or third grade, somewhere around there. And she drove a Chevrolet Lumina, and we just tore that tape to bits in that Chevrolet Lumina, And driving to and from school, she listened to the Bodyguard soundtrack constantly. And so, that music was just a part of, I still listen to that record to this day, and I love every single song on it, and I ain't ashamed to say it. My buddy Nate Kuhn does too. He's here, and he'll tell you right now. He'll tell you, I'm happy. It's so good. That's what you do with good music. You just listen to it and enjoy it. So I mean, and so I was with my son one day, and my son was a baby. Cooper was a baby. So that's why it's always around like 9 years ago. And I was watching The Bodyguard on television. And I was like, just, happenstance, I put the baby down right on the bed, and I grabbed my guitar. And, the song is on. And I grabbed my guitar, and I just start kind of picking it out. If I should stay. And I was like, yeah, I could do it like that. And so that night I played at a place in Lewisville, Texas. It's called Hat Tricks, and it was owned by Joe Avizano, who was a coach for the Dallas Cowboys. And he became a good friend and a big fan and all that, and he came out to the show one night, and I on a break, like the band goes on break, and I just got up and played a couple songs by myself, and I played that song kind of halfway through, just as a joke. And he, accosted me off the stage. He was like, listen, you need to learn that song. You learn that song, because I'm telling you, if you learn that song and you do it right, you're going to play that song every night for the rest of your life. Didn't know that Joe Avisano was a prophet. But ultimately that's what happened. I learned it kind of all the way through, just by like banging around on it every night. I would play little bits of it during the show. And then I sang it for my mom on her birthday at the Kessler Theater in Dallas. Somebody took a video of it. And my mom wasn't there, but I was just like, it's my mom's birthday today. Woo! I was like, that'll get people interested. It's mom's birthday. Then if my mom was sitting here, I would play this song for her. So this is a song. And I played the song, didn't think anything of it. Nothing. And the next day, somebody put it on YouTube. One of the guys that works at the club put it on YouTube. And it got, 10,000 views, something like that. We were like, whoa! And back in the day, a viral video was actually a thing. Nowadays, videos don't go viral anymore, necessarily. Like, there's 60 million views of a kid playing Nintendo, or whatever they call Nintendo today. You know what I mean? It's just like that's what people do now, is watch videos on YouTube. Back then, it was a thing. You still had to, put it in your browser. It wasn't just an app, right? So, it got a few views, and then it was maybe, a couple years later, 2 or 3 years later, on the anniversary, I think, of Whitney Houston passing away, somebody took the video, they put it on Reddit put it on the Chive put it on Huffington Post, the Huffington Post, it just went and then all of a sudden I'm getting all these crazy phone calls from all over the place, and I was like, what just happened? And my buddy was like, dude, this thing's going crazy. It's at 300,000 views. I was like, what? And now, it's circulated twice now. It's gone, it went around Facebook because somebody ripped it off of YouTube and then put their watermark on it. It doesn't count as actual YouTube plays. So, but on Facebook, I think it has 27 million or something like that. I'm still trying to catch that kid playing YouTube. Nintendo, but But, that is ultimately, that's it. I played it one night, and as fate would have it, The Lord has used it in such crazy ways, though, because I'll just tell you this. I was so drunk in that video. It's the truth. No, this is the truth. I was. And that's why, I don't remember the performance at all. But God has used that video of that guy in that place in his life to propel me to this place that's built, given me the ability to build the kingdom and do things for him. And, I've gotten emails and phone calls, text messages from people all over the world. And I don't know what it is about that video, but I had a lady tell me I was going to kill myself. And that video popped up on my YouTube playlist, and now I'm still alive. What in the world? It's a dude singing a Whitney Houston song. I don't know, but God put something on it, and that's why you're here. I'm no fool. So.
Well, hey.
People ask me everywhere I go, are you going to play it tonight? And I was like, bro, did you buy a ticket? I know why you bought a ticket. It's okay.
Okay, so we're going to go down that rabbit hole next, but I think you have to play it first.
Good thing I sang all those Tiffany songs.
Do you have everything you need? You got?
Oh, yeah.
You sounded good over there as it does over here.
If I should stay, I would only be in your way. So I go, but I know I'll think of you every step of the way. And I will always love you. wings, don't cry. We both know I'm not what you need, baby. And I will always love you. We'll always love you. I hope that life treats you kind. And I hope, well, that you'd have all you dreamed of. And I wish you joy and happiness. But above all this, I wish you love. Love you. I will always love you.
Man, that is crazy. I mean, like, if I was ever gonna pick a cover to sing, that would be the last one I would pick. Ever.
No, there's one that's worse.
Oh my gosh.
Share my life, take me forward. That one's so much harder. Trust me.
Oh,
that's why I don't do it.
Man. Okay, so listen. Before we head down this other path, I want to ask this: Is there, because obviously that is a song that it hit in a moment and it became monumental as far as your next steps.
Yeah, it changed my life.
Like not only in your music life, but we're going to talk about how that provided kind of a springboard to a moment that would change everything. Do you remember like a song, maybe one of your early recorded songs that was one of your first songs where you went, okay, I'm really doing this now? You know what I'm saying? Is there an early song that you still sing in your set that like is one of the first ones where you went, okay, this all came together? The voice, the lyrics. Yeah. Tell us about it.
I was 19 and I don't know for what reason. I just wrote this song out of nowhere. I was sitting at a coffee shop in Arlington, Texas. I was going to school at UTA. I was cutting class. I was supposed to be at school. I probably went to Guitar Center because it's like 5 miles from there. And I just said, you know what? It's not my fault that they put a Guitar Center so close to UTA. And I have to go there every single day. But, yeah, people still request this song. A song called Mind, Body, and Soul, and I wrote it when I was, like 19. And I think still on Spotify, it's probably like one of the top ones that people listen to.
Cool, yeah.
And I don't know why. You know, like these are the things that are really awesome about music is that the songs that we think are going to be the things that everybody, oh, dude, people are going to love this one. Those are never the ones that anybody likes. And then the ones that we're just like, those are the ones that everybody likes. And so, yeah, I mean, I wrote this song, like I said, when I was 19. And through the pages of our memory, She was searching for some history and trying to find what she lost in him. But the truth was hard to find, 'cause he lied so many times. And now she's out on a jump on a whim. They said, girl, you better leave him alone, yeah. She says, I know, but I gotta let you know. You know, well, I love to have my body and soul. And I know that sometimes it's foolish, baby. Lord, I know. So he's at some crosstown bar, going way too far with some lady that he don't even know. Well, he orders up one more, and he had to open the door with his eyes gazing down at the floor. Says, I remember when I used to have a home, yeah. But now I'm doomed to spend the rest of my nights alone. Alone, well, 'cause I left her my body and soul. And I know that sometimes, well, it's foolish, baby. Lord, I know. The weeks of loneliness, they were ready to confess that things just weren't as bad as they seem. No, I think it's kind of funny how your own self-interest can take away all love you dream. So now the lady put lovers in rain. She closes her eyes and it touches her face. Her face, well, since I love you, my body and soul. And I know that sometimes, well, it's foolish, baby. Lord, how I know.
Very nice. Okay, so from 3 years old, with your mom dressing you up in your starched jeans and your George Strait get-up, to the first songs and the connection with I'm making my own music now, to the drunken Whitney Houston at the Kessler Theater in Dallas, Texas. Okay.
That is not my life now, though, by the way.
So let me bring let's bring the momentum of what's going on, because you're just doing the thing that you've always been doing. You just happen to play something that hit a chord that put it out in front of a whole lot more people, right? Yep. And you're getting calls from the Ellen Show and from record executives and all this kind of stuff. And then there's a moment for you. Let's go back to that New Kids on the Block thing. You're finally on stage, and there's 20,000 people with a bunch of blondes that usually at the Larry Joe Taylor Festival may not even have their tops on anymore. Sorry. That's just the kind of festival it is. No, I shouldn't say that. Larry Joe's going to be mad at me.
Edit that part out. Okay.
Yeah, you'll never. This show is edited for rebroadcast. There's parts of it you'll never hear again. So you.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
You have a moment where there's those 20,000 people there, and man, the funny thing is you got that moment, and then, man, it didn't go the way you exactly thought it was going to go.
We talked about this earlier, and I don't tell this part of the story very often, but this is, it's a monumental part of my life, and so, we played this big festival in Texas, huge, and we get this opportunity to play Friday night, 7:30. It's like a really great time slot. There's 20,000 people standing out there. Most of them had no idea who I was. The previous year, I'd played at 1:30 on a Thursday, like on a different stage the year before. And then they were like, hey, we need to move these guys over there. So they moved us to the big stage, and all these great things are happening. And we do our set, we do our show, and people go bananas, like beers flying everywhere, cups flying. I mean, if you've ever been to this festival, that's just normal, okay? But it was early, the sun hadn't even gone down yet, and they were going bananas. And I walk off stage. We finish the set with Shout. You baby wanna shout. And 20,000 people. If you've never seen that, what that looks like on TV, imagine what it looks like when you're standing on stage and I'm looking at my band, I'm like, it's happening! Right? And then people are jumping and it's going bananas and everybody's going crazy. And we finish the set. I walk off stage. The band finishes the song. This guy who's run the stage at that festival for 20 years grabs me about both shoulders. He goes, I've never seen that happen before. 20,000 people didn't even know who you were, and then you just stole the show, son. You go out there and you take you a victory lap. And I was like, yes, sir. And I walk out to the center of the stage. People are still going bananas. And they're chanting Josh at Blanken Weathers. Chanting it like loud, 20,000 people. And I walk out there to the front of the stage, and I'm like, woo, like that. And the Lord, I know it. God just told me, you're in the wrong place. And I went, oh, no. This sinking conviction. And I had been praying. I had been asking God, I want to know what I'm supposed to be doing with my life, right? All these changes, all these things that happened in my life up to this moment, small things, right? All these changes had happened. I met these people, and they'd teach me who Jesus was, and that changed everything. And then I want to know what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. And, well, now I'm here, and now there's 20,000 people in this moment. And then, the first time that bell just rung in my head and in my heart, and God said, you're in the wrong place. And I walked off stage white. Like the band was like, what's wrong with you? And I was like, let's get our stuff. Let's get out of here. I'm not even kidding. As soon as I walk off the stage, this gentleman walks up to me, hands me a business card, and he's like, son, I want you to call me on Monday. You're a star. I know what to do with stars. I have an office in Nashville. I'll be there. I want you to call me. I'm not going to go into who that was or what that story is about, but it was a big deal, right? And he's like, powerful dude, and probably could have shook the tree and made some things happen. But I walk off stage, and I'm like super just kind of distraught. I'm happy because things just went well. So I'm just kind of hiding all this. I think I have to quit all this. I'm just hiding this from everybody, including my wife, because I'm like, I can't. If we quit, what am I gonna do, right? So about a month or so goes by, and that video went viral within that month. So I meet the record executive. I always thought meeting one of these people would kind of be like that. Because, as you're coming up, you meet lots of people in the music business that say that they're somebody special, and they are not those people. They are special in a different way in that they will ruin your life. Yeah, they're what we call a snake in the grass, okay? But this guy was legit. And then this video goes viral. And then I get phone calls from these TV shows, and then I get these emails from Atlantic Records, You know, I'd always dreamed about something like that. It's like Led Zeppelin, Otis Redding. I mean, you name it, right? And, like, these emails come in, and I just told my wife, I was like, I'm not supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to do any of this. And she's like, well, what are you going to do? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. And so I just delete. I just deleted them and walked away. I was like, we're just going to pretend it never happened. Like, the Lord doesn't, there's no way that God would speak that to me. And I know what I'm feeling. I know this is true. I know this is real. And I said, there's no way that God would tell me that and then put all this in front of me. I said, if anything, it's the opposite. It's somebody else trying to reel me back in there. So I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing any of the stuff that I probably, you know, and people, well-meaning, really great people, were like, it's the Lord. You've been praying for this. It's the Lord. This is your opportunity. This is your chance. Take it to the next level. And I'm just like, it's not. I'm telling you, it's not. And so I walked away from all that. And then about a month later, probably somewhere around there, I told the band, I was like, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not going to do this anymore. I didn't even have like words for it because I didn't know how to explain what was going on inside of me. And then shortly after that, I mean, we had already started the process of adopting our first little girl from India. We took a trip to India, and I'm standing on stage. Didn't know this was going to happen. I'm standing on stage in front of 4,000 Indians about to sing a worship song. I knew like 2 worship songs, okay? And I'm standing in front of 4,000 people, all looking at me like, white guy, wow, okay. You know? Like, and I just thought, okay, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do. But, you know, my wife and I, that trip to India just, I mean, I can't explain how much it changed us and it changed our life, which ultimately led me to where I am now, in that, like, God showed us, like, this is what I want you to do. I want you to build a home for girls, and I want you to build a school. Really, he showed my wife, and then I was just like, okay, we're married. So, and then I got into it once we got over there, because, I mean, that's kind of how it goes. Like, yeah. She's the go-getter. So, anyway.
Yeah.
Hopefully that explains something. I mean, people ask me all the time, why don't you go on The Voice? And I know that's a legitimate thing, but I'll typically just say, like, well, who won last year? And they'll go, well, I don't know. And I'll say, well, why would I ever do that? You don't even know who won. American Idol, who won last year? I don't know. Well, why would I ever do that? You know? Well, I'd watch it if you were on there. It's like, oh, well, thanks. But, you know, and I've had those kind of opportunities too. Dude, I sang that song. I sang I Will Always Love You in front of the judges at American Idol, and they were like, not this year. Thank you. There you go. There's another side note to the story. Yeah. True story.
Man, well, okay. Well, here's what I want to tell you. I think it's one thing to believe something. It's a total Corona? Just water.
Life.
Okay, all right. You'll never hear that again. I'm gonna frame that up again. Edit, ready, take 2.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. So it's one thing to believe in something, but it's a whole nother thing to take a step of action. And what I hear you saying is that you knew. Yeah. Like you knew what you were hearing, and the problem is that it defied all conventional logic and anything that would pull at ego or pull you towards that. Right. And but being still made room for something that has now changed the lives of a lot of people over in India. It's changed your life. It's changed your kids' life. Yeah. I was adopted when I was 6 weeks old. So what I can tell you is thanks for listening. Yeah. Right? Because I got it, like you were giving kids a chance whose life started the same way mine did. You know what I mean? That. And so so belief is one thing. Belief in action is another thing. Yeah. And now I want to say, I'm glad you're back here doing this.
Yeah.
right? And I think I speak for everybody here that we're glad you're back here doing this. So so you have these moments of, man, I don't know if I'm supposed to do this anymore. When did you know you were supposed to do this some more?
So, my wife and I, we took a trip over to India. We met this gentleman, and he was the pastor's son that we were working with. And we became good friends. When we got back to the U.S., Katie and I decided that we wanted to do something, right? We wanted to start something. We're pretty, we're kind of like forerunners in a sense. My wife is super, when she has it in her mind set to do something, it's going to happen, period. Not like it might happen, not like it'll halfway happen. It's going to get done, right? And so we were actually on a road trip home from Houston, and we had spoke about it a couple nights before, just laying in bed. It was like, we should just start our own orphanage. That'd just be the thing to do. And she was like, yeah. Or I was like, yeah. I don't even remember who said it. She'll say she said it. I'll say I said it. How about that? And about a week or so later, we're on our trip back from Houston. She's got her feet up on the dash, just texting somebody. I said, what are you doing? She said, I'm talking to Ernest. What are you talking about? Starting the orphanage. He's going to help us. We're going to do it in Hyderabad. I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, we talked about it already. And I said, so we're doing the thing? And she's like, oh, yeah, it's happening. Ernest is all in. He said he's been waiting on somebody to ask him to do that. I was like, okay, well, perfect. So Ernest, we say, hey, let's go find a building. Because when you go over there, I mean, there's kids everywhere. And I'm talking like they're everywhere. And some of them have mamas and daddies. Some of them don't have mamas and daddies, right? Some of them live on the streets. Some of them live in ditches. Some of them live in houses with aunts and uncles who don't really want to take care of them. Some of them live with grandparents, right? So there's plenty of children that need help, need homes, need education. So I said, go into the city. Let's find a building. We'll just lease it, right? When he goes into the city, you can't find a building. Nobody will lease us a property. Nobody will give us even like an ear to listen to. Because I said, just be honest with them. Tell them what we're going to do. No, they're like, no, we're not getting involved in all that. So they won't give us a building. So Ernest said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get in a car, and I'm going to drive. And I'll drive until God tells me to stop. And I said, okay. So the brother got in a car, and he drove for 3 days, okay? He drove, he'd go out and he'd drive around all day long, and he'd go back home. And he'd wake up at 5 in the morning, get out and drive. He said, well, I'm driving, you be praying. So I was okay. So 3 days, right? He's driving around. On the third day, he gets to this field that's for sale in the middle of nowhere. I'm talking like middle of nowhere. But there's these little villages all around it. And he says, Josh, I found the place. And I said, okay. And he goes, it's 3 acres. It's a cornfield. But I think this is where we need to do this. This is it. I said, okay, how much is this? He says, $10,000 an acre. It's $30,000. And I was like, okay, well, I don't necessarily have 30 G's just laying around. So my wife said, why don't you just, and it had been a while since I'd played. It'd been over a year, maybe 2 years. I have to get this timeline straightened out one of these days so that these talks go a lot smoother. But she said, why don't you just post on Facebook that you're going to do 10 house concerts? And she said, just show up with your guitar, sing some songs, and we'll ask for $3,000. She goes, we'll do 10 of them. That'll get us $30,000. We'll buy the land. I said, okay, put it on Facebook. I was like, I don't know how that's going to go. Because, I mean, you think, like, turn the lights out, nobody's home, right? The guy's gone. He's doing his thing. He's somewhere else. And within 90 minutes, we had $30,000 in the bank. And people were like, oh, we'll do it. Come to our house. Hey, come to our club. I had venues call me. I had all these people. They were like, dude, we've been waiting on this. Yeah, come on. We'll give you $3,000. I said, well, we need it like now. No problem. Send it now. I mean, and all the venues paid up front. That doesn't happen very often. No. Like, all the venues paid, $3,000. And they were like, yeah, man, we're in. So I had $30,000, and I call Ernest. I'm like, we got the money. You have the money? Yeah, man, we got the money. Go tell them we want it. And then there we go. I bought 3 acres in the middle of nowhere, India, right? And then we got out there and we're like, man, this is a big cornfield. What are we gonna do with all this? And, it's like, guess we need some more money. So we played some more shows, and then it took us. The goal was to, raise $1 million and give it away. That's what I want to do. I said, let's just set a goal. We're gonna say we're gonna raise $1 million and we're gonna give it away. And so just this last year, we hit like $1.2 million, and just doing that, just out talking to people.
That's great.
Yeah. Meeting amazing people.
What's the name of the organization and the website so we can all go check it out?
Lovelikeyoumeanit.us. Lovelikeyoumeanit.us. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
So, yeah, I mean, that's it. I was like, this is working, and, and it hasn't stopped working, so we'll just keep pumping that well, baby.
There you go. Well, now top that story with a song.
Do unto others as you'd have them do to you. Lend a hand to your brother. So can I help you through? Live out your life with forgiveness. Remember, no love is greater than his. And you got to love like you mean it. You got to love like you mean it. Washed by the water and brightened by the light, made to be a beacon to brighten up the night. Grace is a gift we're all given. The answer to life is more than barely living. And you got to love like you mean it. You got to love like you mean it. Live your life to love one another, and lend a hand when a hand's out. Open up your heart to your brother and never let him go without. Live your life to love one another, and lend a hand when a hand's out. Open up your heart to your brother and never let him go without. You gotta love like you mean it. You got to love like you mean it. The song came first. Wrote the song.
Did it?
That's what we named the nonprofit.
Lovelikeyoumeanit.us.
That's it.
Go check it out. Great stuff. Okay, so let's get back on the Josh Weathers Wild Ones, and you've got a few of these available here tonight. And for anybody listening on the radio, you can pull it up on Spotify or anywhere else you consume your music. You can find this. Pick another one off of this.
It's cold on the mountain. I'm sipping my cup, looking up at the great big moon. Just trying to imagine you're out there somewhere thinking about me too. And staring at the same old sunset that's burning up the sky like a real giving myself forgiveness, and living in the moment. At the end of the day, what's done is done. Give life all you got, 'cause you only get one. Still I get lonely. I'm sitting around breaking down, thinking about what was. Looking back at the old days, I'm doing good, pretty good, but sometimes I catch myself thinking that you were someone else. And staring at the same old sunset, it's burning up the sky like a regret, and working on my heart like you said I should really let you go. So lately I've been giving myself forgiveness, and living in the moment. At the end of the day, what's done is done. Give life all you got, 'cause you only get one, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Times I catch myself just staring at the same old sunset that's burning up the sky like a regret, and working on my heart like you said I should really let you go. So lately I've been giving myself forgiveness, and living in the moment. At the end of the day, what's done is done. Give life all you got, 'cause you only get one. Only get one. Only get one. Give life all you got, 'cause you only get one. Yeah.
Is everybody doing all right tonight? Everybody good? Okay. Can I play you one, buddy?
Yes.
All right. You know, the being in the moment thing. That's a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
In the age of cell phones and text messages and emails and all of the things that clamor for our attention. I mean, I think that just being able to be wherever you are is kind of a lost art. At least it's hard for me. Maybe I'm just attention deficit, probably. But I wrote this song just kind of to remind me to just slow down. And there's times where I sit on stage like this tonight, and I just have to remind myself, like, soak it in, you know? So if it ever looks like I don't know what I'm going to say next after I've listened to your song, it's because I'm just sitting here enjoying it, you know? And I hope you guys are doing that tonight too. So this song's called Never Grow Old. If I live for the moment, I'll never grow old. 'Cause the past is gone and the future's untold. And it's a fleeting thing to try and hold. But if I live for the moment, I'll never grow old. 'Cause all I got is here and now. If I could lock that in my mind somehow. 'Cause time ain't borrowed, time ain't sold. And if I live for the moment, I'll never grow old. 'Cause I can close my eyes and slow the whole world down by just breathing in and then breathing out. And if you ask me what time it is, I'll say it's right now. I won't curse the lines upon my face if I'm not lost in yesterday. And the mirror quickly loses hold. And if I live for the moment, I'll never grow old. 'Cause I can close my eyes and slow the whole world down, but just breathing in and then breathing out. And if you ask me what time it is, I'll say it's right now. It's right now. And on that bright and shiny day, covered in amazing grace, when my name is called upon the roll, if I live for the moment, I'll never grow old. Yeah, if I live for the moment, I'll never grow old. If I live for the moment, I'll never grow old. Thank you. Thank you very much.
It's Kyle Hutton, everybody. Come on.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so kids, you got a bunch of kids at the house, and in addition to kids, you've got goats, pigs, and even a pig that lives in the house. Why don't you give us a rundown of the Weathers place?
Well, we live in Burleson, just south of Fort Worth, and we've got 20 acres or so out there, and we've got horses. We've always been horse people, ever since my wife and I've been together. She was 15, I was 17 when we met, and we've been together ever since. So we've always had horses. We got horses. Well, you said it. Pigs, goats. Got a cat. Shame on that cat. Oof. Cats from hell, people. I don't know if y'all know that. They don't even need love. They don't need it. They don't want it. They just leave me alone. I own your house. That's what they tell you. I have a cat. He told me, I'm from hell. You don't even got to love me. That's what he said.
So how many kids?
My kids. Why you bring up my kids after I talk about cats from hell, man? No. We got dogs too. Got 4 dogs. And we got, and the pig. So we have this one pig. He said the pig lives in the house. Her name is Willow. She just kind of does her thing. She wanders around outside. She's huge. But she's like cleaner than like the dogs. She doesn't stink, and she obeys anything you tell her to do. And she'll kind of nosy around outside. She kind of has her trail she walks every day. And then she'll walk to the back door. She'll just stand there until you open the door. She'll open the door. She comes in, hangs a right as soon as she gets in the door. She has a little dog bed. On the dog bed, in the morning, she wakes up. She goes right back out. That's it. Just in, out. She's the easiest. She's so much easier than my children. I'd have. But we got 5 kids, and my biological son Cooper, he's 9, and then we have Justice, he's 8, and Tegan is 7, Ruby is 6, and Pearl is 6. So, yeah, we got a
full house,
bro. We're working on a soccer team.
You got a full house. Well, here's what we need to do. We need to sing some more songs because I don't have a full radio show yet musically. And then what I want to know is, are you going to hang around and sign some T-shirts or something over there?
Of course.
At the merch table after the show. Okay. Here's what I'll tell you, folks. You can probably tell by just looking around you here, but right now, because of what's going on in our communities and everybody's desire to try to do their part, you can tell that there's a lot of empty seats. Those in between parties, that's on purpose. Do-si-do almost has to redo the seating chart every time somebody buys tickets to any show because they're required to keep distance in between. It's not only a labor of love on behalf of the venue, but one thing I can tell you for sure, because at our company, Real Life Real Music, we've got a radio show. I do my songwriter stuff, but we also manage some other artists. And so I have a very, I have a front row seat to what these artists are going through every time the game changes, right? Well, we're at 50% now. We're at 75% now. We can't operate now. There's a lot of stuff going on right now that if gatherings like this are the way you make your money, like your servers tonight, like Josh on the stage, I just want to say, if you're in a place tonight where you can maybe tip a little more than you normally would, or if you're in a place tonight where you can come over here and support Josh's kids and his pig that has a indoor air-conditioned habit that she's got to keep, come over there and buy some merch. Say hello to Josh. Thank you guys for buying a ticket to be here tonight and getting out tonight. We appreciate that.
You brave people.
Yeah, and so thank you for that, and that's my public service announcement. So play us a song, buddy.
What do you want to hear? What do we want to hear? Okay, I am blessed. Prince? Somebody say Prince? Is that what you said? Good morning, sir, he said to me as he walked through the door so gleefully. Well, I'm doing fine, yes, I replied. And his reply to me, it made my heart just die. He said, I am blessed. He said, I am blessed. Blessed to walk, blessed to talk, and blessed to breathe, blessed to open my eyes and see. Blessed to step out of my bed and roll over in the morning and kiss her head. Oh, I'm blessed, yes, yes. Good afternoon to you, sir, he said to me as he sat on the corner on the curb with his hands on his knees. Could you spare some change for me to eat? And as the dollars at the bottom of his cup, he said to me, yeah, said, I am blessed. Said, I am blessed. Blessed to walk, blessed to talk, and blessed to breathe, blessed to open my eyes and see. Blessed to be alive and well. By the way I'm living now, you probably couldn't tell, but I'm blessed, oh yeah. So the fella's going down late one night. You're coming with it, you said no, that's alright. I got something that's waiting at home for me, yeah. A little boy and a wife I love, and I thank God up above that I am blessed. That I am blessed, oh yeah. Blessed to walk, blessed to talk, and blessed to breathe, blessed to open my eyes, see you, Lord. See, let it out, 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 let it out. That was from, I was 19 when I wrote that one.
19. That was a good year for you.
Man, I'm telling you.
Man, have y'all had a good time tonight here at Real Life, Real Music? Hey, my friends at Chicago Title, thank you again for helping making tonight possible. We appreciate you guys. We love the people at Do-Si Do. Now, Josh, we got time for a couple more, man. You're going to have to choose wisely because you got a whole catalog we want to hear. But pick a couple more songs for us. Here we go. Hey, when Josh, when he was coming up and he said, man, I want to play the keys. And I said, well, they've got this beautiful baby grand piano. Would you like to play that? And he said, yes.
It sure makes me look like I know what I'm doing a lot more. So this is on the new record, and I performed I Will Always Love You. I sure wish I'd have wrote that. Woo. Blah. Dolly really outdid herself on that one. She really did. And you know what's funny about that song is that Elvis wanted to cut that song in the 50s, right? So, I guess mid-60s. So Elvis, when he recorded your song, he kept the publishing because he was Elvis. And he could do whatever he wanted to. And he wanted to do I Will Always Love You. And she said, no. And she straight up told the king, no, because he wanted to keep the publishing. And so she just hung on to it. And it was a hit for her, back in the day. And then obviously, she probably built Dollywood with that song. So, but I did that for my mom. And I've always thought, I need to do something for my dad. And my dad actually, he passed away when I was 19. And I found a guitar in my buddy's garage. And I was like, hey, can I have this? It was falling apart. He was like, yeah, sure. And I was really into Dave Matthews Band, and I was a freshman in college, so, Jason Mraz and these guys. And so I started writing songs on this little banged up acoustic guitar. And my dad recognized, man, you're good at this. And I said, yeah. And he's like, we need to get you a proper guitar, a real one. So we went to the music store. We picked one out. My dad bought me a guitar, and he said, I'm not giving it to you yet, though. You keep banging away on that one. I'll give it to you. This will be your Christmas present. You can't have it yet. I was like, okay. So he gave it to me on Thanksgiving, my freshman year of college. And he said, look, this will be your early Christmas present. Just here. And so I got that guitar, immediately started writing songs. My dad was so excited about it. At that Thanksgiving dinner at my grandmother's house, he made me play the 3 songs that I had written for everybody at the table. And then he took me to a neighbor's house. He was like, listen to this. Josh wrote this. Listen to this. Now, my dad growing up was very strict about you go to school, you get the grades, we're going to college, we're going to create a plan. You want to have some options when you get older. And so grades were always priority, all growing up. A's, B's, perfect. That's great. You make a C, I'm taking your keys away. I don't care what date you got. I don't care where you got playing. Nothing. We don't play baseball. We don't do none of that. You bring home C's, right? So I was very, very hardcore about grades. I get to my freshman year of college. I start playing these songs. He sits me down just after that Thanksgiving. He said, son, listen. I'm proud of you. You're going to school. I was going to school at UTA, and I'd done pretty well. And he was like, if you want to pursue music and you want to take some time away from school, I want you to do that. And I was like, what? Because I hated school. It was just the worst. And he said, yeah, he said, you're good. You're good at a lot of things, Josh. You rodeo, you've done lots of things. You're good at lots of things. Music is your thing. Music is the thing you need to be doing. And if you want to pursue that, I want you to pursue it. And I was like, school's for fools. I'm out of here. But a month later, he passed away on Christmas Eve. He was working, and my birthday's on Christmas. So he passed away at work. He just had a heart attack, And it was so divine that he would tell me that, because there's something to be said about a father's blessing. All through Scripture, it talks about that. When a father blesses a son, that son has the opportunity now to fulfill destiny. It's all through the Bible, right? And I don't know that I would have continued to pursue it in the manner that I did had my father not told me it was okay. And it was actually not okay. It was encouraged that I do that. And so he never got to see this. You know, he didn't get to see the 20,000 people moment necessarily, not at the natural, you know. God probably showed him a highlight reel in heaven or something. He's like, check this out. Your boy's crushing it down there. But I'm about to tap him on the shoulder and tell him, not for you, buddy. No, and you know what? To say all that, I really believe it's God's grace that he would take me all the way to that place where I could see what it felt like to be on that stage and have all those people chanting your name, and then take me to a place in the middle of nowhere, India, right? Because I would not have appreciated the experience of being in a hut. I'm talking like hut in the middle of the jungle, okay? With these people that live in this remote place surrounded by Hindu extremists, right? They worship every single day. They meet in this hut. They're the only pocket of Christians in this entire area. They meet in this hut. They worship every single day. They see the craziest thing, miracles, signs, wonders. It's like the Bible just goes and comes to life in this place. And I went to that place, and I've never experienced music that way. I've never experienced a crowd. There's maybe like 30 people in this little hut, and it is the most intense, powerful thing. And I would go there any day instead of the 25,000 people on stage, because there's something to be said about that experience. So I'm really grateful that I had this peak, you know, this moment that may, you know what? God may do that again. It may happen again. I don't know. I'm along for the ride, right? So it may happen again. But it was, you know, by his grace that he would say, look, I'm taking you this far. I want you to see it, feel it, know what it feels like, because I'm going to show you what genuine joy actually looks like. Like real joy. That looks like some happy, right? Some happy people. There's a lot of things influencing that happy right there, right? But let me take you over here and show you what real joy looks like, and that it didn't take any of that. It just took me over here. And all that to say, I'm going to play this song for my dad. Okay. I was driving around listening to the XM 80s. And a Tiffany song came on the radio. No, it wasn't Tiffany. And I heard this song, and I just was like bawling like a baby. And I was like, oh, I forgot how great that song is. And I said, I'm going to record that song. And so we put it on this record, just kind of like this. Every generation blames the one before for all of their frustration. Come beating on your door. I know that I'm a prisoner to all my father held so dear. Know that I'm a hostage to all his hopes and fears. I just wish I could have told him in the living year. Crumble bits of paper filled with imperfect thoughts. Steely conversation. I'm afraid that's all we've got. It says I just don't see it. Say it's perfect sense. And we don't find agreement in this present tense. We all talk a different language, talking in defense. So say it loud and say it clear. You can listen as well as you hear. It is too late when we die. To admit we don't see eye to eye. I wasn't there that morning when my father passed away. I didn't get to tell him all the things I had to say. I think I caught his spirit later that same year. I'm sure I heard his echo in my baby's newborn tears. I just wish I could have told him in the living year. So say it loud. Say it clear, oh, say it clear. You can listen as well as you hear. You know that it's too late. It's too late when we die. It's too late when we die to admit we don't see eye to eye. If I'm singing this, we're gonna sing it together. You want the Marvin Gaye version or the Michael McDonald version? Which one? Michael McDonald? Okay, here we go. Listen, baby. No. All right. I really. Okay, so this song, if you're a believer, I'm telling you, just think about this. Jesus wrote this song. He did. Like Marvin Gaye might have penned it, but I'm telling you, Jesus wrote this song. You listen to this from the perspective of Jesus, right? Okay? Listen, baby, ain't no mountain high, ain't no valley low, ain't no river wide enough, baby. If you need me, call me, no matter where you are, no matter how far. Don't worry, baby, just call my name, I'll be there in a hurry. You don't have to worry, 'cause baby, there I know, ladies, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. Remember the day I set you free? Come on. Told you you could always count on me, darling. From that day on, I made a vow I'll be there when you want me some way, somehow. 'Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high, ain't no river wide enough. Sure.
Did y'all have a good time tonight? All right. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to let Josh pick one more he wants to leave us with, and then please come say hello over here. Grab a T-shirt, a hat, whatever you got room in your bag for. Thanks for coming out tonight. Everybody stay safe, stay well, and Josh, thank you for being here with us this evening.
Thank you for having me. If you feel good, say yeah. Yeah. All right. So, I'm going to play this song, Wild Ones. We're starting something it'll be about a week. We're going to start a group, and then you're kind of the first people I'm telling in person about it. But it's called The Wild Ones. It's not necessarily like a fan club, because I don't need no fan club. But it's a group. We're going to do like private live stream shows, right? So when you sign up for the subscription, it's $10 a month. You sign up for the subscription, and you get to be a part of the private group that we're building on Facebook, right? So you're gonna be in a private group, and we're gonna do a private live stream show, kind of like this, me and a guitar. Could be other people. I mean, we're gonna make it fun, right? We're gonna do that once a month. We're gonna do a live worship night once a month in the private group. We're gonna do live chats where we hang out, we just talk, talk about whatever. And you'll get like website exclusives. You'll get things like, advanced ticket notice. You'll get merch discounts. You'll get things like that. But the biggest thing is I want to do meetups, right? So I've already talked to some people. So these meetups, and I'll bring a guitar, and we'll play some songs, we'll hang out, we'll do that kind of thing at the meetup. But when we go to the meetup is to be the hands and feet of Jesus. So we're going to go places like the Union Gospel Mission in Fort Worth. I've already talked to them. They're so down with it. They're like, oh, we love it. Yes, bring all the people you want. So when you come to the meetup, you go to the Union Gospel Mission, and we're going to spend all day loving on homeless folks. And you're going to feed them. You're going to hang out with them. You're going to have conversations with them. You're going to let them know that they exist and that you recognize that they're alive. That's the biggest thing for homeless folks. We're going to work with people like that, right? So we're going to do these meetups all over the country. Right? So because there are people that are going to join this group, I believe it, that are going to happen all over the country. And we're going to go to these pockets of places. We'll go to Chicago, and we'll do outreach in Chicago. And we're going to go to Houston, and we're going to do outreach in Houston. And that's the biggest portion, to me, of the Wild Ones. I want to create a culture of people that just want to serve and love on people, right? And now, the beauty is that, you pay the subscription, and you become a part of the group. Inside that group, what I really want to see happen, right? Let's say we get to 5,000 people that become a subscriber, right? People are talking to other people. Hey, guys, we're going to do a meetup in Kingwood tomorrow, and we're going to go volunteer at the blah, blah, blah. Anybody in Kingwood? Yes. So it becomes this whole, initiative of people that are, just want to go do stuff, because we get a lot of this these days, right? There's a lot of this happening all the time. I got off social media for 3 weeks because I was like, I cannot even for one more second hear one more thing from one more person. I don't need all these opinions all the time, right? Because there's one opinion we should care about, period. But, it's just constant, right? And so it's just lots and lots of talking, lots and lots of noise, not a lot of doing, right? So we're just going to create a culture of doers. We're just going to go do the stuff. And I'm telling you, the most fulfilling thing. We have this idea, when I went to India the first time, I thought, wow, we're just going to help so many people. They've changed my life, right? Sitting in a leper colony with a man that had no legs, no fingers, blind, right? With glasses, like Coke bottle glasses. I'm not even kidding. They were so thick. I was like, dude, those are serving no purpose. You can't see through those things. His name was Abraham, right? He'd become a Christian 30 years before, okay? In a leper colony. 400 people there, okay? He sits me down. He brings me over. He says, well, he didn't do that because he didn't have no fingers. But he brought me over. This is a true story. This is just how it looks. He says, come here. And, I have a translator. And he says, sit down. And I sit down, and he said, I'm going to pray for you. And I said, you're going to pray for me. I thought I was going over there to pray for people. He said, I'm going to pray for you. I have an easy life here. You're going back to America. I'm going to pray for you. What? Messed me. I just sat there oh, my God. Help me, Lord. Bawling like a baby, okay? Those are the experiences that I want other people to have. So, and we're going to give away a trip to India every year to 2 Wild Ones, right? So, and you get to come with me, and boy, we will see some stuff, because I will take you some places you never thought even existed. We do this thing in a trash dump. We literally go to a trash dump. There's 300 people that live in this trash dump. We've had 6 families get saved in this trash dump because we keep going out there and just showing up and loving on these people. We cook. I'm talking as big as this piano full of chicken curry and rice. You don't want to eat it. Tear your guts up. Just something fierce. Trust me. But we go and we go feed these people, and like, I mean, it is the craziest experience you'll ever have in your life. You're like, you live here? And the guy's like, yeah, I live here. I've lived here for 30 years in a trash dump, in a cardboard house made of plastic. And then they pick it up and they move it a little further over and they pick through this trash. I mean, that's real life. We are in. Don't anybody tell you anything different. We are in the greatest country in the world. The greatest country in the world. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. It may have its issues. And you find me a place that doesn't have those, and I'll just be like, wow, utopia. It doesn't exist. But I'm telling you, this is the best. And you're in Texas. So there's that too. So be looking out for that. Because it's coming. I ain't afraid to die. Lord, you can take me, just don't take me tonight. I wanna stay in the fight. So much darkness out here needs a light. I see it now. There's more than meets the eye. I wanna be one of the wild ones. Send me to the front line. You know I'm ready to run. Just let me be one of the wild ones. Wild ones. I won't compromise. Won't tell a sweet little deceitful little lies. I look 'em straight in the eye. You don't believe my word, just take a look at my life. I wanna be one of the wild ones, wild ones. Send me to the front line. You know I'm ready to run. Just let me be one of the wild ones, wild ones. Wild ones. I've waited my whole life to make my stand. I won't back down now for no fear of man. I wanna lift my voice and raise my hands. I wanna be one of the wild ones, wild ones. Send me to the front line. You know I'm ready to run. Just let me be one of your wild ones, wild ones. Wild ones. Wild ones.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Josh Weathers.